Cut. Okay, he's playing a Caro-Kann. I'll play the advanced variation. And I'll play the short variation. Yeah, we get there eventually. Oh, he takes the knight. Okay. That's a very interesting way to play. Okay. He can win a pawn here, huh? So if he's going to win the pawn, I want to keep as much material on as possible then. And let's give the check. And then get castled. So he sacrificed a lot of development for that one pawn. It's hard to believe that's actually a valid way to play. And we'll just threaten to get the pawn back. Why don't we do this? If there's a way to make a bigger threat. But anyway, this connects the rooks, and I can threaten also to bring a rook here and trap his queen, huh? Yeah, I'm threatening to trap his queen. And I'm also threatening to win a pawn here. So let's trap the queen. I think that's bigger, right? Rook here, queen here, or here. It gets taken. Here, here, here. Yeah, the queen is just a goner. He can take the bishop and then take the rook. So I get a couple pieces for the queen, or a rook and a piece for the queen, but not good. Just gonna take this pawn, and then this knight will be pinned again. Develop my rook. Or maybe take this pawn. Yep, so he started with a defense. Okay, let's see. If I go here, yeah, let's go ahead and get rid of this bishop. And let's see, we can add another defender here. Gonna kick this knight away next. So yeah, he finally he finally unpinned. Check here is interesting because the king has to go somewhere. Oh, it just goes back. I have to activate this knight somehow. Maybe this way. Here, here, here. Okay, he wants to activate his rooks. That makes sense. Let's wander in with the queen. Okay, he's trying to activate his knight. Here, let's attack that knight. Push it away from its good post. Okay, let's line the queen and rook up. Yep, activate this guy. So here maybe. Let's see if we can break through with the pawns. Opening things up should be good. Anyway, it's what you do when you have a queen versus minor pieces. See, where would be good? I guess I back up a little bit. Then I can use the rook to block. I just worried I would get into some kind of perpetual thing here. Okay, yeah, finally I get to take here, which I've been trying to do for a while. It goes with the knight. So do I pin the knight first? Yeah, threatens this pawn here. Goes there with check. So knight here, check. Pawn takes, does not actually lead anywhere. This is unpinned, so let's bring the knight here for now. Ah. Just wanted to grab a pawn there. I thought he was going to grab this pawn in the center. But yeah, I want to use these pawns to chase his knight away and bring my rook in. Yeah, I saw this was loose. Let's back up here. Trouble is he could put his knight here when I chase it, huh? King steps back. Maybe I'll just sacrifice the exchange here. Have that great passed pawn there, and might be able to just force it through like this. So I go here, he takes, I queen, takes the pawn, I take the rook. Oh, you could take with the rook, huh? Okay, so I go check first then. And I defend the pawn like so. Check there. And he resigned. Okay, yeah, this was not going to work. The king has to move, and I can take the knight, plus these guys are going to queen. So finally, a pretty solid win there. Let's get another game. Yeah, we'll start with knight f6. He's going to play a Nimzo type opening. Yeah, play the Nimzo Indian. Well, I guess it's the Nimzo Indian defense, so I choose to play it, but he allows it. Okay, this is one of the respectable lines with the knight out. I mean, not the most common, but Kasparov used to play it. It does allow black the opportunity to exchange the D pawn, the C pawn for the D pawn, which is supposed to be good. It's supposed to be good for black. Frees up the position. Black gets an extra pawn in the center. He can move his knight here, I think, right? If I take with the knight, he takes the bishop. If I take the bishop, he takes back with the knight. So he always has that little maneuver if he wants to do it. It just is a trade. Let's go ahead and castle. Then I'm going to push the D pawn forward. And that should help me develop my light squared bishop. And white still, yeah, needs a few moves to unwind and get castled. So I should be okay here. I was thinking, yeah, maybe I just push the A pawn and then I could bring the bishop out to here. Is this a position where the Greek gift sacrifice works? No, he's got this square covered. If I were to trade bishops and play the H pawn forward to protect a knight there, I could consider playing the Greek gift sacrifice. Oh, I went there with the bishop. Interesting. So yeah, I was going to go here. Get my bishop outside the pawn chain. Then, well, let's just ask him how he wants to defend the queen side then. He's got this pawn hanging. I can bring the queen here. Or here. Queen there would line up with the threat there. Pushing this pawn forward weakens the knight a bit. But that's what he does, yeah. That makes sense. Makes sense. So now queen here would threaten to take this pawn. Queen here threatens this pawn. Queen here threatens this pawn. Let's line up this way first. See how he reacts to that. Then bring a rook over. So I guess this is a stage where I'm just kind of probing, yeah, poking and prodding. Now if he does that, though, this is interesting, isn't it? I guess I had one more idea, which maybe was to put the queen here and go after this pawn. Yeah, he defends. Let's bring the queen out. See, bishop takes, rook takes, queen takes. Yeah, I'm actually threatening to win the knight again. He still has this trick of going here and defending the bishop. Now, my bishop is defended now, though. Okay, so I could take his knight if he went there. Yeah, that doesn't work. Take that back. If he plays knight here, I'll play knight takes. So he has to defend. So when I take, he'll take with the bishop, and then the bishop will be pinned. But it's hitting my queen, so it's not a particularly good pin. It's a weak pin. The knight is pinned now, so I could bring my knight up here. But he could take it with the bishop. Take back with the pawn. So knight here, bishop takes, pawn takes, and then I've got bishop here as an idea. Let's try it. I'm not seeing much in this position yet, and I need to do something. So I can take here because the bishop defends the queen. And if he trades queens, I save the bishop. If he takes the bishop, I take the queen. He does get this pawn, so he'll have 2 pawns for the piece because he started by taking a pawn and then he ends by taking a pawn. But this pawn is hanging, so I probably just trade and take the pawn, and it's 1 pawn versus a bishop. Should be winning. Maybe some drawish endgames there, but should be winning. Yeah, that trick caught him by surprise. But yeah, that was the best he could do, I thought. He trades rooks first. Yeah, if he had traded rooks first, then I wouldn't be able to. I still won't be able to take here. I have a problem with the back rank. Like if I traded rooks, his rook will be here, and then I take a pawn, he mates me. Actually, I had that covered. I could have grabbed the pawn. Okay, well, we'll do this the hard way, I guess. At least I'm not getting mated here. Okay, let's get one of them pawns back. And he resigned. Yeah, he was low on time, and I don't think there was a way to defend that. I could go ask the chess engine here. Yeah, -4. Oh, I could have taken his rook. I didn't notice that. That also would have worked too. Okay, let's get another game. The good old French. Yeah, it's tricky to play, but kind of fun. Yeah, we're going to do a English. We haven't done an English this session. Okay, he's doing a fianchetto against the English. I'm going to go for a Botvinnik system. Pawn or knight? I think knight. I think I bring the pieces forward in this case. This knight has a square here, could go to, which is interesting because he's got a trapped bishop there. He can hop into this square. He's protected this square, so let's just get castled right away. Yeah, so since he's covered this square and this square, there is this one. I go here, the queen takes. Oh, I can't move this knight with check. I wanted to move this knight with check and take the queen. Can go here. The queen just moves, and I take a rook. So knight here, queen takes. Knight here is a double attack on the queen. The queen moves, and then I take here. He takes back. So it's two knights for a rook. And it's my turn. I don't know. Looks like it's interesting. He's a little lacking in development here. If he ignores it, then I have knight here with the fork. He takes, I take back. It's still a fork. So he moved the queen out of the way. Okay, but he's not winning a piece. So do I do the check first or do I just take back? Oh, it's not a check. Just go ahead and take back. I don't see any reason not to. Okay, he really wants to get his knight in here and cause trouble to me. Knight could go here as well. Just wondering where to put my queen. Could just step aside. But that means that a knight here would get pinned. Okay, probably I'll go here then to unpin. Maybe he's just going to trade here. He's got the... Okay, let's do the unpin. I think he could have taken here, but maybe he didn't want to. Okay, he developed his bishop there. That's fine. Let's see, where else could I go? He could put his knight here. He can keep chasing my queen around for quite a while. Finally. The move I've been wanting. Okay, So we got all of that. Have to be careful with my bishop. It's guarding this key square, preventing his knight from hopping in here. It's important. But I also need to free up my free up my bishop. So I go here. He attacks my queen. I take his queen. He takes my queen. Seems like it's all about even. I'm okay with that. So I put his queen there where his knight wants to be. So let's kick the knight. And I've got a check here. And the check looks pretty strong. I have the bishop covering this square. The king has to go there. I can check here, or I can bring the queen in here. Well, it depends on where his knight goes. There, yeah. So the check here, he defended. Looks like you missed that little wrinkle. I think that's mate. You can only block with the queen. Yeah, and then I can mate. All right. Another nice win.